Hey, Birds fans, welcome back. Thank you for being here. Appreciate all the support. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We got to talk a little bit about Nick Sirianni, but I just want to give a sincere thanks. The last few days, the channel has been amazing. We did a live yesterday, had by far the largest number of viewers. The videos are getting more views. We blew through the 1,000 subscriber number, up over 1,200 now. Is absolutely amazing. So I just wanted to say thank you to all of you tuning in, liking, commenting, subscribing, all that. We got to talk a little bit about Nick Sirianni. There's a lot to talk about with this Buffalo game still and what it means going forward. And I got some other videos on some other stuff, but I wanted to really just focus in on the Nick Sirianni problem. And I know it's a bizarre thing to talk about, right? I think as Eagles fans, we always kind of go like, man, should we really be complaining? We have probably the best stretch of Eagles football that we've ever had. Now, I think we've had in terms of how good a team is, regular season wins and all that. We've had other stretches like this, but these are actually resulting in, getting to Super Bowls, winning Super Bowls, and while there was a couple of years of adjustment in there, trying to have Carson Wentz still be the starter after 2018, but even beyond the Nick thing, I'd say from that Super Bowl on, it's been a crazy run. 8 years, three Super Bowl appearances, two titles. So I get it. Like sometimes in the back of my mind, I'm like, we've been through some tough times. Do we really want to complain about Nick Sirianni? But man, there's just some stuff that the man has to clean up. And after games like Buffalo, where they won, I start thinking, man, are we really winning with Nick or are we winning in spite of Nick? Right. So I just want to go through a couple of things from this game that's concerning. Like for example, this, and I think this is true. And now Eagles fans are getting a lot of heat because of this with Nick Sirianni, but I don't think Eagles fans like this. This was after the touchdown, which of course was our only touchdown. Bills, where you've got Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni, who have been under fire all season long. I'm going to play that one more time without the audio. So if there's no audio on the before it get clipped, because a lot of times YouTube gets crazy with music. Let's try that again. You had this after the touchdown against Buffalo, which turned out to be the only one in the game. You got Patullo and Sirianni, who have been under fire all season long because of the absolutely atrocious play calling. And this is how they're acting. I get football's an emotional game. I do. I understand that. But this kind of stuff, as I saw, I think someone tweeted out, and I'd give him credit if I remembered it, but I remember seeing something like, "Is this how Vic Fangio acts whenever the Eagles defense forces a punt?" I mean, it is kind of bizarre, right? And then he makes it worse because we had this in the tunnel, right? We had this in the tunnel after the game.
There's a lot of talk about it. Buffalo fans coming in. I don't want it anymore. Woo! Not so much anymore. Love this shit.
So that's Nick about the Buffalo fans. And again, embarrassing, folks. I think this is embarrassing for a coach to be acting like this. He acts like a 3-year-old child at times. And by the way, we got very lucky with that win. We won in spite of Nick, which we're going to get to in a minute. And he's yapping like that. And if you saw, let me see. I think I have it. Oh man, let me see. I swear I have it here somewhere. Yeah, someone got the freeze frame of AJ Brown. If you could catch that in that video too, AJ was like, "Really, really, I'm dealing with this clown." And by the way, it goes back. Now we can debate whether AJ should have acted the way he did it all, said the things that he did, because it stopped after he started getting the ball, even when they were still losing. But I still maintain that all of that was about Nick Sirianni and the play calling, not about Jalen Hurts. And I think this is a good example of it right here. Right. And we had I mean, even this, we had a poll here. Do you like Sirianni yelling in the tunnel after the game? 70 over 70% of Eagles fans saying no. Right. This is not how we want to conduct ourselves in Philly. And then of course the biggest thing that I think we need to talk about is the play calling. Now, these conferences after games get too low. You can't really hear what this is, but this was Jalen Hurts talking about the game in the two halves and how we have to maintain being aggressive, and that is the problem. That is the problem for this Eagles. And even say, I'm saying Kevin did a great job, especially in that first half. This is Nick Sirianni. I just need to do a better job in that second half. Again, everything that is on that field has my name on it. Nobody else. I got to do a better job. Well, I'm sick of hearing of that. To be honest with you, like it's like You repeat the same mistakes, and then you say you got to do better. And this kind of confirms what I thought during the game was the play calling in the second half was Nick Sirianni. The Eagles are at their most vulnerable when they get a double-digit second half lead because that's when Nick goes into super ultra conservative mode. I'm going to do a separate video on Jalen Hurts so this doesn't get too long, which is going to be a positive one. All right. We're not bashing him. We're not going after people who are bashing him. I just want to go through that game for Eagles fans that have concerns about that second half and kind of break that down. But I think we had 6 possessions in the second half. 5 of them started out run, run. And if you paid attention, as I'm sure all of you do, we averaged like 3.2 yards a carry. We didn't run well at all. That's a concern. The offensive line is a huge concern. But we basically, Nick just set up third and long every time. And then it's like, hey, Jalen, can you bail us out? But by the way, we're not going to run any good plays for you to bail us out. In fact, I will show just this one to give you an idea. And this is why I said Nick was the problem with his play calling, not so much Jalen Hurts. Now, here, if we check this out, okay, let me see if I can. We're going to run we'll play action here. Okay, so we're going to snap this. We're going to run play action. Boom. This is third quarter, right? This is actually the only time we didn't start off run, run. This is a pass on first down. But as you can see, what's shaping up here is you got one receiver going out. Right now, he's clearly covered because you got the safety over the top because he's not running an out. Running an out might be a nice play. You've got, I think, Goddard sort of drifts out to the right. Right now, if you see this, you got nothing, nothing. There's no place to go with the football. Jalen tries to buy time, and then he does what he needs to do, which is throw the ball out of bounds. Okay, which is what happened a lot in this second half. It wasn't Jalen playing poorly. It was Nick Sirianni playing so conservatively not to lose that you end up playing to lose, if that makes sense. So we gave no chance for Jalen Hurts to be successful, for the offense to be successful, but obviously a lot gets put on Jalen Hurts' shoulders because people look at the box score and be like, oh, he didn't complete a pass in the second half. He didn't have an opportunity to. When you look at stuff like this, here we go in some of the comments. There's got to be a crosser here or a backside leak. I get you're in max protect, but all Buffalo has to do is single high and the play is dead on arrival. Yeah, I mean, there it is. There it is right there. And even that Dallas Goddard, like he just sort of drifted out there. There was no chance of anything. Saquon Barkley just kind of drifted past the line of scrimmage. Let me see if I can show where that is real quick. If you see Saquon sneaks out and look, he just turns around. He's basically beat the linebackers right there, just kind of have to stand there. So I mean, this play had zero chance of being successful. Now it's 2nd and 10. You know the Eagles are going to run on 2nd and 10, and that is the end of that. Right? That's just the play calling for this team. It is absolutely atrocious. It's still atrocious. Now look, we saw glimpses, right? We saw good things in the first half, and then we said, oh well, we got a 13-0 lead. And you know what this ends up doing? It ends up destroying the defense. Reason to see Buffalo having success in the last 5 minutes is because the defense is worn out because they didn't get any rest because Nick Sirianni's going 3 and out every single time. And then he's talking trash in the locker room, yapping about the Bills fans when a bad Josh Allen pass. Guy was wide open on the 2-point conversion. That game's over. Jalen Carter doesn't block a extra point. Game's over, right? Like the and Nick, and it's over because of Nick. Nick wore out the defense. The defense was absolutely dominant. Nick Sirianni wore him out, and that's why Buffalo started moving the ball. But I don't know, man. Does this guy come back? Do we bring this guy back next year? I mean, I get when you look at the record, it's hard to say, well, how do we get rid of him? But I don't know. It's really starting to get to me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you checking this out. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll talk to you later.